Welcome to the show with the eternal self. Every visit banger, best believe he don't miss. Do me a favor, drop a sub and keep tuning in. If you like what you see, go and share with your friends.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. We got the season finale, episode 8 from the Ahsoka series yesterday as it dropped. Now, there were a couple things that I'm going to talk about here with this breakdown, and we're really going to get into it, and I will be doing videos on this for the rest of the week and for a while because there's a lot to get into that we need to discuss. So the episode starts out, we see Morgan Elsbeth getting Mother Talzin's blade, which is something that was so out of this world because I didn't think that was even going to happen. And she really got her inauguration as a Night Sister. And that's something, again, to see it in live action, it definitely hit a note. And right after, we got to see Ezra, as I talked about in my prediction video, getting a new lightsaber, and it resembled that of Kanan Jarrus, and it was cool to hear the dialogue between himself and Huang, which was cool because they talked about how he remembers when Kanan Jarrus built his lightsaber, and let me tell you, the resemblance with these two lightsabers is very, very similar. Now, Ahsoka then after talks to Sabine and how Anakin always believed in her and how she will be there for Sabine as well. And a little bit right after that, we see Ahsoka and Ezra jumping off Ahsoka's Jedi starfighter because we see two TIE fighters coming in and we see Ahsoka and Ezra holding up the ship to then release it to make an attack on the TIE fighters, and we see obviously it go down. Then right after, Ahsoka, Ezra, and Sabine start fighting the Night Troopers as they get in the temple, and Thrawn was telling them to not let that happen, but we know that they got in, and as they were fighting, they ended up defeating the Night Troopers, but the Night Sisters came with their, yes, Night Sister magic and resurrected them back. And then we see Morgan Elsbeth get her fight, her rematch 2.0, but it ends up being that she does not survive that and ends up dying at the hands of Ahsoka. As Sabine and Ezra fight the troopers, and as Sabine is getting choked, what do you think happens right after? Because her lightsaber is on the ground, and guess what? She ends up using the Force for the first time to help her in a situation that basically saved her life. Now, I will give you my thoughts on this at the end of the video, but stay tuned for that one. We then see Ezra and Sabine trying to make a jump to Thrawn's ship as it is escaping, but Ezra's the one who ends up making it because now that Sabine can use the Force, ends up force pushing Ezra as he didn't really make the jump fully onto Thrawn's ship, which again, we will talk about at the end of this video. Now, Sabine and Ahsoka do get left behind, and as I stated before, Ahsoka does end up killing Morgan Elsbeth. But then we see the two of them go in their Jedi shuttle as they do chase Thrawn down, and basically we see Thrawn going into hyperspace and they get left behind. Now, they end up back on Peridea, and what do you know? We end up seeing Morai, and Morai ends up flying away. Then we see Shin igniting her lightsabers with the creatures from the planet, and we also get to see Baylan in a different scene, standing over the cliff, and behind him are statues of the Father and the Son. And we end up seeing Thrawn back in the galaxy far, far away, and they talk about how they will be landing on Dathomir. Ezra does come back to the New Republic dressed as a stormtrooper and sees Hera in the New Republic, and he says, "I'm home." Ahsoka then tells Sabine, as they are on Peridea, they're where they need to be, and at the same time, Ezra is where he needs to be, so now it is time to move on. And as that happens, we see Sabine looking out into the clouds, and she says she sees and feels something and looks at the sky. But then, right after, we see as well Baylan looking into the light of the sky as well, and we will talk about what I think those things are in another video. But to end the episode, we see Anakin's Force Ghost as he does smile at Ahsoka and Sabine as they walk off. Now, overall, the episode was not a bad one. I have to say, I give it a 7, and I give the series overall a 7 as well. There were things that I didn't really enjoy. I will say this, when it comes to Sabine and her force abilities now, I'm not really too happy about that one. So I will dive deep in another video for that. I'm excited to see Ezra with a lightsaber now, and it is blue, and it resembles that of his master. I think that's something that is very wholesome. I really liked seeing the three of them together when they are fighting against the Night Troopers. I really do love seeing more of the Night Sisters. I loved seeing Thrawn. I think they did a really good job with them. But my biggest concern is the future of Baylan and Shin. That to me is the biggest cliffhanger after everything. And also too, hearing Ahsoka saying that, basically to move on, there's a lot to dive into with that. And like I said, I will be doing a video on each of these things at a later time. But I want to get your guys' thoughts and theories and what you guys enjoyed from episode 8, and what are your ratings for the episode and the season as a whole as it finally is finished. Comment down below, light it up in the comment section. I will catch you guys there later today. This is the Eternal Sith. Thank you so much for tuning in today, guys. Later.